And the story is about Honeybee. This is the real Honeybee, so it's not just a cartoon or the plushie that you saw outside. She was a real, wonderful cow. And my grandparents had 100 of them, or hundreds of them over the years. And out of all those cows, she was the one that made an impression. She was very special to me. And the reason for that is that she came to me when I was in one of those moments, like in the song that I just sang to you. I was having another one of those bad days. I mean, that's the thing. I could write a song about it. It's like, I've conquered this, and then there's going to be a day later on. It's like, I haven't conquered this. But there was this one day I went out to feed the cows just behind where we are in this picture here. And I was just really having a bad day. I was thinking about, I don't have my parents. That must mean that I'm not good enough. I'm worthless. Because my value depends on whether or not somebody else tells me that I'm good enough at that age. That's where I was at. And I remember being out in the barn, just feeling sorry for myself. My back was up to the cows. And I was just so caught up in this feeling bad about myself that I just didn't think that anything could pull me out of it. And then I look across from me, and I see that face. And it's sitting there across from me. She's chewing her cud. Like cows do, like, what you doing? That's just the way that she always looked. And by the way, I need to explain what the place is that we are. It's just kind of picture a hay island surrounded by poo and cows. That's the best way to describe it. And the cows can walk all the way around, but there's a lot of cows in there. There's like 50 or 60 head of cows. So walking around, it's not easy. But anyway, so Honeybee was across this island for me, and she was sitting there eating hay, and I'm like, she's just a cow. She doesn't get it. She doesn't get this. And I was just so wrapped up in that. Later on, I looked back to where she was. I'm like, and she was gone. I'm like, see, even the cow leaves me. I was just so wrapped up in this. And then a few minutes later, something bumped me in the back. I'm like, what? And I looked behind me, and there was Honeybee. She had everything that a cow could possibly want over there. And she walked all through all the other cows, all the way over, because she wanted to be next to me. She put her head next to me. She starts licking my coveralls and giving me some love, kind of like this picture that I drew here. And she made me feel so much better. I was just, it surprised me. I'm like, what are you doing here? She's giving me love and kisses. And then, if that wasn't enough, remember the picture of my dog that I showed you earlier. He's, by the way, got to tell you a little bit about Shep. He is an ADHD dog, border collie. I don't think I need to say anymore. I have ADHD, so I can say that. It's okay. Anyway, he normally didn't have time to sit and let me pet him, ever. It's like, he'd come over and I'd say, hi, Shep, and he's like, gotta chase a rock, just gotta pack a stick, gotta chase my tail or something, you know. That was my dog. But in that moment, when Honeybee was giving me that love that I so desperately needed, Shep came over and he laid down next to me, and he stayed there. And let me pet him, and I had Honeybee on my right and Shep on my left, and I'm like, well, you know, I may not feel like the world, I mean the world to the people I wish I meant the world to, but by golly, I must mean the world to this darn cow and this dog, and maybe that's enough. And because I really believe that the Lord is connected to the animals to help guide them to where they need to serve Him, and how they needed to serve me that day, I was like, then that must mean something about how you feel about me. And that whole moment, that changed my whole life. I went from feeling like I'm always falling behind, I'm never going to be able to catch up, to thinking that even if I don't catch up, I have what it takes to be good enough, and I'm going to work hard for myself.
It took a little fear to find my brave, but I stood my ground. Even in the rain, I surprised me. I found the brave inside of me. I still can't believe or understand how my David beat Goliath with his own two hands, but now I'm standing here because, wow, I must have been